Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender Show and DXTL TV from the touchlines. Welcome to the show. I'm Mal Lee, your host for this evening, and as they say every other evening, welcome to the show. Well, if you've not heard about us, we've done the Don't Cross the Line campaign since 2003, and that is just to improve the touchline behaviour within grassroots football, and along the way we've been very successful indeed, and we are going into our 18th year. Okay, we can say half of this year has been downward because of COVID-19. We all know about that. It's going to become a very famous word in the next few years, I assure you. That's if COVID-19 decides to disappear and goes missing forever and ever and ever. Amen. We want rid of it. We want our grassroots football back. And obviously the Bundesliga, that was on yesterday. So everyone, I must admit, must have enjoyed the Bundesliga, well, especially the lads, the football lads anyway, because they've been eager to watch football. There's been that many repeats on TV, on Sky. I just give up. Even Euro 96, I just couldn't bring myself to watch it all over again. You know, when you know the results, it's not the difference. Then again, saying that, you saw on social media yesterday, forgive me being a Liverpool fan, but you talk about inspiration within games, you talk about inspiration within lives. Well, no more so than Istanbul, when Liverpool came back from 3-0 down, and that was posted on social media, and that does give me goosebumps for the simple reason is, I don't know what it makes, it livens me up for the day. It's an inspiration to me. It wants me to, it lifts me, gives me a massive lift, gives me goosebumps, as I say, because You'll Never Walk Alone is the song that's being played, and the comeback from 3-0 down to the victory at the very end with the penalties is just phenomenal. That to me is memories, and that is my inspiration. I'd love to hear what your inspiration is in football. What gets you going, what gives you the lift, what makes the day for you, what makes you want to do something different in life. Well, that is my moment, and it encourages me to do more within the whole of grassroots football, that is, not just on Merseyside, right across the nation. And those people who work closely with me week in, week out, day in, day out, will know what I'm talking about when it comes to trying to make our touchlines in grassroots football that little bit safer. And as I say, we can't wait for the return of a grassroots football. We could actually make a film, couldn't we? The Return, Grassroots Football, or Grassroots Football, The Return. Anyway, let's write the script. I'll sit there with a pen and paper and get that done, and we'll get some producers in, and we'll sort of get something going together. Anyway, it's been an absolutely hectic week, busy week, no doubt, for everyone out there, but all geared up to watching the government reports about sport and activities. And as I say, the Bundesliga returned yesterday. I'm sure many of you enjoyed that, and also we have the Premier League meeting. I think it's tomorrow, regarding the return of training for the Premier League. Now, we all know that Premier League players have been posted on social media that they're keeping themselves fit, and I think there's going to be 5 substitutions, if I'm correct. I don't know why, but maybe if the clubs agree with that one, who am I to say no, let's just get on with the 3. It's only the same for everyone, but I think it's because of they're talking about a fixture pile up now, trying to get games going. So are we racing games through? Are we going to get rid of them? That's if it really does return, and there's no serious comebacks from the Bundesliga, because we know the Premier League and every other league throughout the countries are watching just how successful that has become. But what I did like was the idea of cardboard cutouts with the fans, and the fans are paying for them, and I think that's a great way of making some money for the club and the players, you know, getting some money, generating cash into clubs. I think it's, you know, it's inspirational itself, isn't it? You know, it's ideas that make money, and that's what we all should do. While we got a bit of time, sit down, start thinking your business ideas, start thinking of something that will make you money and make you rich very quickly in life. If it was that easy, we'd all be doing it. It's not. And you have to look at Dragon's Den to see these ideas that people come up with and get knocked back. You think they're great ideas, and they are proven to be unsuccessful. Anyway, this is what I'm saying. Let's get inspirational within while we've got the lockdown, we know the lockdown's been over this weekend, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of figures out. I'm seeing the posts on social media just about the people abusing the weekend, the parks, and driving out, taking the risk, not interested in anyone else, because it's not yourself that you should be worrying about, it's other people around you. Now, if you contract that disease, you pass it on to the Joe public, and I don't think it's very, very good to do that, is it? No, you've got to be considerate and think about others, not just yourself. And that situation of me comes back into it, doesn't it? Now, look after others around you, start thinking, and I think we'll all be rather safe. Anyway, let's see how the figures go after this weekend, because the weather hasn't been that bad. It's been great for grassroots football. When can we see the return of grassroots football? Because that's what we're all eager for, and especially the mums as well, because they're probably saying now, you know, the mums who didn't like the grassroots football, and well, not saying they're just part of the, you know, it doesn't appeal to them. And when dad takes the kids out, even a lot of mums, we know that, go out for the weekend and they take part in the activities, the footballing activities, they can get things done around about the house. And I wonder what it's been like for those mums with everyone under feet now. They must be, they must be pleased, grassroots football commence. I'll never moan about it again. It was absolutely fantastic, the peace I had over the weekend. I wonder if that's going to be the case. How many of you now, because all the kids are at home, they're all in lockdown, they're all making sure that they're annoying you because they want things to do, they're getting et up because they can't get out and exercise themselves, and that's what I suppose grassroots football is all about, with all the coaches, the managers. They're eager to go as well. I speak to many managers, I get emails, I was even talking to one today on the phone who's so eager regarding the return of grassroots football and training methods. You know, well, we can't wait. But the Premier League will have a lot to say about that one. They will be in there talking and saying fantastic, the ideas, and we know slowly but surely the grassroots football will return. And my honest opinion, my belief is that they'll bring back little bits of training to get you into the mood about it. One-on-one situations, they'll look into it. And as I was talking to one of the coaches out there, they're talking about safeguarding issues, and if you've got parents who are keeping a safe distance from each other, 6 foot apart, while they're dropping the kids off to the coach is miles away from them anyway, shouting instructions, and they are safeguarded, checked as well. So will there be a problem in safeguarding? I doubt it. If you've got your DBS checks and you've also got your safeguarding certificates and you're kept up to date on them. Still not too sure about registrations on the websites of the FA website at the moment. I've got reports that the total game system was down, whether these coaches can get back on it to re-register and affiliate. I'm not too sure whether they're taking affiliations, but go onto your local county FA's website and have a little look onto them, because they're updating them all the time about affiliation. So I'm sure you must still re-register, and I can imagine if you already register now for next season, just imagine all the queues have gone. You don't have to queue up, everything's done. I know it's the majority of it is done online, but maybe the county FAs are still inundated with probably people requesting the return of grassroots football. When will it be back? They must have that question every single day, and they're trying to get around it. But obviously I can only advise that you do get in touch with the county FA. Sorry to all the county FAs out there for bringing work onto you, but obviously if you want to know something about grassroots football, then that's the place to go and check out. If it's not on the website, maybe there's a phone line there that you can give a little ring up and talk to them and find out just what's happening, whether you can do courses online. And I noticed, I think Scottish football, I'm sure there was an online referee course. I think fantastic idea. They brought in Zoom to put on there, and well, if that's the case, then you can do many courses online. Excuse me. I'm sure they'll be looking into that, especially over here in the UK, to see how that fares out and that works. If you can do a referee's course online, well, other courses can be done online as well, because I'm in the game of care work, social and adult care work, and we do courses online as well. So maybe, just maybe, it is the thing that's going to be happening if situations arise like this that we're having again over the near future. Well, maybe online and courses are the things in, but I think you have to keep your DBS updated, by the way, folks. I'm sure you do, and I'm sure there'll be messages on the County FA's website. But we want to return to grassroots football, don't we all? Yes, nodding your heads. And thank you very much to Colin Fulton, my #1 fan. I know he is. He watches on YouTube, he watches or listens on the website, and giving him a great, he's probably my #1 fan, as I say, DXTL podcast and DXTL TV from the touchlines on YouTube. So Col, thank you very much for all your feedback as well, listening to all the shows. And he was pointing out about the tree surgeon who was cutting down a tree, saying that shouldn't be done this time of year, and he has a point. What about all the birds? Let's hope the birds weren't nesting there and he disturbed them. Great point, Col, and I'm sure I'll find out and I'll see any twigs or any bits of nests on the floor. I guarantee they've brushed them all up and covered their tracks, as they say. Anyway, the tree surgeon gone, done and dusted, and maybe, what a great point, you can't cut trees down when the birds are nesting. Wildlife. Well done, Col. I'm sure you're reading up on that one. But anyway, thank you for being DXTL's #1 fan. And Colin always helps me out as well when we come to our coaching, and we put on there that we're hoping to do the coaching. We put up there, we pre-booked it for Jeffrey Humble for the last week in July and the last week in August. If it doesn't go ahead, it doesn't go ahead, and you can pay. It's £12 per day. The kids will have a ball, and kids who went on that last year, and even Colin will let you know just how successful that was. It was unbelievable. So we're doing it again because we know it'll be jam-packed. We've got great coaches. They'll be coming in doing the job. The kids, they loved it, and they'll go on forever and ever and ever. I'm telling you now. So we're open to branch out as well, and there's something in the pipeline that I'm going to have a meeting up very, very soon. Let you know, we may be teaming up with someone as well. I can't tell you at the moment who that might be, but more news probably for next week. Anyway, coaching, get on there. If you want to be involved in it, give us an email, mal@don'ttexttheline.com. Col as well, give us a handout as well, and no doubt he'll be doing it again, because we want to, well, I can't tell you that. I've got to meet with the Rhys Jones Centre, and if we partner up with them, then we're looking for young commentators, we're looking for PowerPoints that will be doing, educating the children, not just about the coaching, but also about what they should be behaving like on the field of play, and what mums and dads should be behaving like when they go out to watch their first games in grassroots football. Not just the first games, every game after the first game as well, because we want to keep mums and dads, grandparents, brothers and sisters, aunties, uncles, all in check when they go watch the little ones playing football, because it is about the kids enjoying and developing their skills in grassroots football. Leave that to the coaches, because they've got all the courses. They've done the level 1s, 2s, UEFA's badges as well. So stand back if you're a mum and dad, or you're grandparents or relative towards the child who's taking him or getting involved, or your own child in the grassroots football. Stand back and realise it's the coach who does the job and puts all the skills into the kids, and that's what we want them to do. We want them to realise it's about the kids developing the skills. It's about you letting the coaches do their job, and when they get on that football pitch, it's also about you letting the referee do their job. Don't butt in, don't shout and scream at the referee when they blow that whistle and tell you, dear me, this is all about the referee losing us that game. No, let the kids develop. Let them all learn by their mistakes. If the referee blows a whistle, gives a free kick that may be looking dubious, or it's not a free kick, well, give them some space, because the referees are allowed to make mistakes as well. So we ask you to stand back and applaud everyone on that football pitch. Make a great day of it. And after what we're all going through with COVID-19 I think there's going to be a lot of different aspects to the game when it comes to kids starting up and playing grassroots football again, and it'll come from the touchlines on the field of play. And I'm sure the FA, the Premier League and all county FAs are sitting there around the tables or around the computers on Zoom and discussing the new changes that may come in and the advice that will be given for when the season starts up again. I'm sure there'll be a lot of changes and everyone's just got to adhere to all the changes. Well, there's something I wanted to bring up which I thought was atrocious, to be honest. And anyone who watches Paul Hollywood, who's the chef, you may have seen him all the time on TV strutting his stuff about what he likes to cook and what he doesn't like to cook and his ideas. Well, you might have seen Channel 4, it was on Friday evening, and Paul Hollywood was in Japan looking at strawberries. Now, I think you all know, if you've seen it, if you haven't, I think it's absolutely disgusting that Paul Hollywood decided to pay an unbelievable price of £350 for one single strawberry. You can say it was set up, you can say Channel 4 just put him up to it, he didn't really pay it, but they didn't apologise, they carried on and he paid for one. And that was because they reckon the Japanese strawberries are something out of this world. And to be honest, anyone who takes £350 out of their pocket and buys one strawberry to eat is beyond a joke, and has gone down in my estimation, because I did enjoy what I was doing. But when you work out what that £350 for one strawberry could have gone to, you know, homeless must be looking, and he stuffed his face with a strawberry, not thinking at all. I'm sorry, if they were my producers, I'd turn around and say, I'm not doing that. Not when there's so many homeless still on the streets, people living in poverty who could, you know, £350 for 1 week. People aren't even on that for 1 week's wages, and he can take that out of his pocket and go and spend it. No, you can't tell me it was set up just for TV. I think it's atrocious, and if you want to write up to Channel 4 and complain, please do, because as I say, Paul Hollywood has gone down in my estimation. £350 for one strawberry. I'm not going to watch the Japanese programme with him on it anymore. People might like him out there, but please, if you're in your right mind, would you let anyone pay £350 for a strawberry? No, 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 I'm sorry. I've had me rant, and I think it's a good rant, and I'd love you to write into Channel 4 and complain, and then, or even to Paul Hollywood. I'm sure he'll be on Twitter and Facebook. I'm sure you can get your point across about that. But yeah, I think that should be taken up and carried forward as well. Everyone should really slam him for doing that. I think it's atrocious, and I'm sure he's a Scouser as well, so I apologise to everyone. If he is a Scouser and he's gone and done that, he should know a lot better than what he did. Anyway, let's get back to grassroots football. We're coming closely to the end of our show. We're looking forward to what the Premier League has to say on Monday about the training facilities. Going ahead with the Premier League, if it does go ahead, because anything can happen and stop this kind of over the next few weeks. We're talking about June, that they're negotiating to play the games. As I say, I'm not too sure whether it's going to be at local grounds, their own grounds, or it's going to be neutral grounds, because they want to keep fans away from congregating outside the stadiums. Well, they should be anyway. They should be big fans if any fans decide to go to the games when they're playing, because you're not going to see anything anyway. There's no big screens. Okay, they can all have the phones out. You know, what is the point of going? Stay at home, watch them all on TV, because as I said on Saturday's show, I'm sure they're planning to put every single game live on TV, Friday, Saturday and Sunday in the Premier League. Okay, no fans there, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of cardboard cutouts, and my idea where fans over the tannoy can shout and scream, it doesn't matter if it's the home fans, to make you believe that fans are in that stadium and creating a massive atmosphere. What a great idea that is, and it'd just be good to sit at home thinking that the crowd is there and you're all part of that game, and Liverpool can go on and win the Premier League title after 30 years. Please, please, I'd love to see that. And is it going to happen? It still remains to be seen. I've got my little doubts at the moment. Not that we're not going to win, whether the games are going to be played and something is going to be put forward, or you're seeing all the players, you're seeing different things coming up on Sky Sports News. Anyway, fingers crossed it goes ahead, and I'm sure we'll be talking about that next Friday's show. But in the meantime, I appreciate everyone tuning in, especially you, Cole. Thanks very much for your feedback. Anyone else has got feedback, add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites, and you can email me, mal@don'txtheline.com. I'd love to see your emails. Let's get some feedback so we can put it on next Friday's show. If you've got any material that you'd like me to talk about, simply get in touch with me. But in the meantime, thank you for tuning in. Thank you to all our listeners, all our viewers. We'll be back again next Friday at 7 p.m. with the Grassroots Weekender show. So from myself, Mal Lee, and all the team here at Don't Cross the Line and the Respect campaign, have a great evening. Put your feet up, relax and be safe. Good night, God bless.